Most students think being smart is about knowing more, reading more books, memorizing more formulas, remembering which thing happened when. But that kind of knowledge rarely changes your grades, you idiot. The only intelligence that actually matters is how you use your brain, not how much stuff you memorize. So pay attention. In the next 6 minutes, I'm giving you 4 principles that will make you dangerously smart in the ways you need. Let's start with the first one. Let them underestimate you. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. Actually, it's way better if people think you're not. Think about that student who gets high grades and thinks they're a genius. Always talking, always answering, always making sure everyone knows how much they studied. Yeah, that one. That's also the same person who completely falls apart the second they get something wrong, because they turned being smart into a performance. And performances crash hard when you mess up in front of everyone. The dangerous student is the quiet one, the one just sitting there listening while everyone else keeps talking like idiots, watching what people don't understand, catching patterns, paying attention to everything. People think they're distracted or not even trying, but in reality, they're the most locked-in person in the room. They don't go around bragging about how they study, what their plan is, or how well they're doing. They stay quiet, do the work, and let the results hit people in the face later. And I did exactly that. I went from being a college dropout to getting into the #1 university in Latin America, with no private tutors, no expensive prep courses, and honestly, nobody really betting on me, competing against students whose families could afford everything I couldn't. It was just me, figuring things out alone, building a system that actually worked, and now I've put that entire system into a free masterclass. Everything I did step by step. So if you want it, the link's in the description. Principle 2, train AI for you. When astronauts spend months in zero gravity, they can lose up to 20% of their muscle mass. Why? Because they're not using it. Your brain works the same way. If you let AI think for you, you slowly get dumber without even noticing. And that's exactly what most of you are doing. You've got the most powerful study tool ever created, and you're using it to write your essays so you don't have to think, you idiot. So here's how to actually use it. Most people type something like, explain photosynthesis, and get a giant wall of text that makes no sense. Of course, it sucks. You gave it a lazy question, so you got a lazy answer. Think of it like climbing a ladder. 4 steps. Each one makes the answer way better. First step, give it something real. Stop asking vague questions. Take the exact question you didn't understand from your exam or homework, paste it, and say, explain this like I'm an idiot. Instantly better. Second step, give it your style. Find explanations that actually made sense to you from a teacher, a video, whatever, and show it. Tell AI, here's an explanation that actually made sense to me. Use this same style every time you explain something to me. Now it stops guessing and starts explaining in a way that actually clicks. Third step, make it think before it talks. Tell it, here's a question from my exam. Don't explain it yet. First, tell me the top 3 mistakes students make on this question and why they make them. Then tell me what most students misunderstand about this topic. Only after that, explain the correct answer step by step. This alone will make the answer 10 times better. Fourth step, give it a real job. Something like, I have a biology exam in 5 days. Here are the topics. Build me a day-by-day study plan. Tell me which topics are most likely to show up on the exam and which ones I should spend the most time on. Put the hardest ones first while my brain is fresh. Simple. Principle 3, weaponize your overthinking. If you overthink all the time, replay conversations in your head, imagine failing the exam, failing the year, embarrassing yourself. You're not crazy. Your brain is just way too powerful, and you're using it like an idiot. Overthinking just means your brain is fast. It catches things other people don't. It's already running 10 scenarios while everyone else is still trying to understand what's going on. The problem is you've got all that mental energy and nowhere to use it. So your brain turns on you and starts screwing with you. And what do most students do? They run away from it. Phone, music, Netflix, anything to shut the noise up. Yeah, amazing plan. If your goal is to stay stuck, because those thoughts don't go away. They just come back louder at 2 a.m. while you're lying there staring at the ceiling like an idiot. So here's what you do instead. Next time your brain starts going crazy before an exam, don't fight it. Put your phone down, sit there, and just let it run. Don't try to fix anything. Don't panic. Just watch the thoughts like you're observing some crazy person. Give it a few minutes. One of two things will happen. Either you realize the thing you were freaking out about isn't even a big deal, and it just fades away, or you think it all the way through and come out with an actual plan. Either way, you win. Principle 4, argue with yourself. Neuroscience literally shows that your brain only rewires when you're struggling, when you're uncomfortable, when you're making mistakes, when things feel hard. If you just read an explanation and go, yeah, I get it, your brain builds nothing, you idiot. You're basically renting knowledge you don't even own. So here's what you do. Take anything you think you understand and start arguing with yourself. Seriously. Pretend you're the examiner trying to mess yourself up. What's the sneakiest way they could ask this? Where does this break? What's the exception? What kind of question would make you get this wrong? Then flip it. Now defend your answer like your grade depends on it. Why is it actually right? How does it connect to everything else you've studied? This is what elite debaters do. They don't just prepare their side like idiots. They study the other side so well they could argue that too. So when someone challenges them, nothing feels new. Do the same with your material. By the time the exam throws a hard question at you, you've already seen it, you already asked it yourself, and probably in a way that was even harder. So when it shows up, it feels like you've seen the exam before. If this actually helped, share it with your dumb friend. You know the one.